Yo, what's up, everybody? What's going on? How are you, Curly? You're the only one in here, bud. How are you doing? We're going to build some pinball machine. Well, start building pinball. What's going on? This right here. This is what's going on. My other camera died, so I have to go back to the to this one right up here. So on the laptop. So that's what I'll be using tonight. That and this one, this other one, this one. Pinball. We're going to open this up tonight and we're going to look through it, examine, and see what is going on with it. What up, Sparky? How are you, buddy? The pinball wizard. Yeah, not really a wizard, but I want to build a kit, and this is the only kit that I have right now. So, and plus it's going to be fun because we'll be able to play with it. So that'll be cool. I have three. I have two. I have two cell phones and the one on the computer. This one's on the laptop, and then this is a cell phone, and then the other one that died was a cell phone. I have it on the charger, but it wouldn't hold the charge, I guess. So it's at 10% right now. So I'll just leave it. I'll leave it like this and like this. Oh, man, what happened? What happened, Dave? I hope she's all right. Well, I guess, yeah, she is all right. But still, though, that's a bummer. Sorry to hear about that, man. Awesome, Dwight. Very cool, bud. Oh, no. My, back in, late 80s, I guess it was, my grandma passed with that. That sucked. But did they get it all out? Is everything good? I hope. I hate cancer. I hate it. Alrighty. Let me open this up and see what's going on in here. Okay. This is the book. And then we got some rubber bands. And then a whole bunch of different size balls. Where are you at? Right here. So these are plastic. And these ones are plastic. And then these ones are marble. So that's cool. What's this? Stickers? No, these are little parts. I can't even get the camera right. These are the little parts. And then more little parts and rubber bands. So I think I was looking through this a little bit, and it looks like you could play multiple games with this. So we'll look into that. And then these are foam pieces. I don't know what they're for, but we will figure it out, right? And then all the sprues. How many is there? 4. They're thick. 5. And then the small one is 6. And then this is a clear one. And a clear one here. So these are thick. I like that, man. What is that? Like a quarter. Where's my... Hold on. Yeah, about a quarter. 6 1/8. 1/8 inch thick sprues. And there's 4 big ones and then the 3 little small ones. So that's going to be fun. I don't know how long this kit will take me to build, but it doesn't really matter because I'm only going to be doing it on the live stream. So okay. Okay. Early detection is the key. All right, that's good. Hopefully. All righty. Let's see. Dwight, how come I can't figure out how to hook up more cameras? Well, let's see. How do I do it? This is how I do it, Dwight. Let me think about it for a minute. So, wait, do you use StreamYards? Because if you don't, I don't know how to do it without StreamYards. But if you use StreamYards, what I do is I take the link from the show. Whoop. Take your time. Yeah, I am. Okay. So, boom. I take the link to the show, to this show right here. I take the link, copy it, put it in my email, and then I had the email on my phone. So I just open up my email on my phone and click the link, and then you sign up again. Like you put your name, you know how to do it, the name, and the microphone works and the camera works. That's it, man. And then you hit OK or enter, and then it comes on. And then I'll take the other phone and do the same thing. And then that one pops up. So that's how I do it. They told me, well, they told me the video I watched said to put your Google account into hiding or whatever that's called, but I don't even do that, and it still works. So incognito or whatever, however you say that word, incognito. But I did that once, and then I didn't do it ever again, and it still works. So that's how I do it. Hopefully that can help you. Yeah, try it out. Try that out. That's what I do. That's how I do it. And I'm pretty sure you can do multiple phones or devices that way. I don't know how to do a regular phone. Not a phone, a regular camera. I don't know how you would hook up a regular one. I just know the phones. So, alrighty. Now I want to look into this book here. Where's this book at? I'm going to look into this and see what's going on. So it'll be upside down for you, but it'll be all right for me. Alrighty. Tonight, pretty much, I just want to go through the book here and go through the sprues. And I want you guys to pick some colors I want to go through this first, but I do want to paint stuff. So, because I think this looks cool, but I don't know if that's already painted or not. But I want to have it colorful. You know what I'm saying? Where is my X-Acto? There it is.
Don't forget to flush.
There we go. So I definitely want to do red and blue and I don't know, black. But start throwing out some colors that you want to see on here. That's not red, blue, or black. All right, so this is clear plastic. It'll be fun. It'll be interesting seeing how to put this together. Here's some more pieces. These right here are the shooters, I guess you want to call them. I don't like how they cut the numbers in there. They're not burnt, they're cut through. Or maybe, yeah. Man, that sucks. They cut them. Instead of just burning them, they cut them through. So I don't like that. So that's the sprue number. All right. Because that was number 7. This is 6. And then you got 5, 4, 3, 2. Oh, there we go. There it is. There it is. But so far, though, it's looking pretty decent. But this is a lot thicker. See that? It's a lot thicker than the steam train, the steamer. That's good, though, because this is a toy. This is a game. A game. We're playing a game. Sprues are looking good. So I'm cool with that so far. We got a piece missing. Where'd it go? There it is. That fell out. That's okay. There we go. Maybe that's a side. But all in all, man, it's looking good. There's another part missing. Where did it go? Maybe not. Okay, it's supposed to be open. And then we got sprue number 3. Another one that's looking good. So that's cool. And we got the bottom. And this one, number 2, is good. So I'm not going to paint all these parts. Whatever parts are shown, I would like to paint. So probably like everything that's not painted on this picture, I want to paint. Probably black. But I want to paint these colors, this color, you know. This is what I want to look at, this bottom. The base right here. It's already painted. Oh, it's not painted. It's like a sticker. It's like a sticker. But that's cool. That is cool. And man, on camera, the colors are freaking awesome. Actually, maybe I will use some of these colors, like yellow, blue, purple. What's this, pink? There's gray, green. So maybe, no, I'll still use the black and the blue. I don't see red on here, though, so maybe I won't use red. Like there's the maroon, or like a rust color. What's that? Oxford red or whatever, something. One of those. And then this one kind of looks like this color. Am I on the camera? Where am I? Where am I? This color right here. This color. So on camera it looks brown, but it looks burnt umber here in real life. And what's this one look like in camera? Red, brownish. Yeah, it looks brown, but it's not. Kind of brown. But yeah, man. This is going to be fun kit to build here. So we got all that. That's cool. What do we got? Yo, Mystic. What is happening, brother? How are you? What color on the cover? Well, I just showed you. So now you know. I answered your question without even knowing. Yeah, he should be, right? Why would you come see me, dude? I'm nobody. I'm nobody, dude. So this just must have happened there, Dave. Oh, well, that's cool. 20 left. So, Dave, do you have to get the whole car loaded and then it'll go? Or if you are 20, say 5 more people buy tickets and then that's it? Are you still allowed to have it? Or do all the tickets have to be paid for? John Train, BFGR. What is happening, brother? How are you? Let's see. Anybody else new? No. All righty. All righty. And I think the train car, you guys are moving, right? Is it going to move while you're eating? Because that would be cool. And I think it is. I can't remember. There we go. Oh man, dude. That's you really love this YouTube model railroad community, bud. It's crazy the money, the amount of money that you put out for everybody to come hang out. And this is not your first rodeo. That's crazy, but it's awesome, man. All right, 2 hour round trip. 2 hour trip. That's cool. I'm guessing an hour out and an hour back. Just like Steamtown, I had to pay up front. Yes, I know. Yep. That was fun though. The train car didn't move, but it was still cool to eat on a train car. Hey, you know what? That's breaking even is better than going in the hole. So, yeah, it's a bummer you don't profit off it, but at least you break even. Going in the hole or losing, losing money would not be cool. Where's my book at? So I don't even know where, like, oh wow, there's a bunch of different. Hold on. Let's see. How to read this booklet. Okay. Huh. That's pretty cool. How to remove the rubber band. These instructions. Read carefully before you start. What's this, the plastic one? That I don't get, but I'll figure it out. So it says the push amount, how to separate the parts. So I guess I don't need to cut them. And here's the parts list. Right here. Let's move over here. The parts list right here. In here. P4 pouch. All right. So I guess the first thing we build is this right here. The pinball machine. Yeah, right here. Yep. The tray. Okay. I don't think there's no part number. Tray base, tray wall. From sheet 7. So the parts on the sprue have a number, but the parts in the book don't have it. So I guess you just got to look at the part and then find it in the sprue. But it does say, I guess the sheets are the sprues, right? See, I'm not paying attention. Yeah. All right, so then this right here. Right here. Where's my finger at? Where are you? Boom. There we go. There we go. So then it says sheet 2. This is the number of parts. And it's B base. And then I got to look on sheet 2 and look for this because there's no number for this. So they're small. So it's self-explanatory. But this is a thick book. Step 6. All right, here. So each color right? So this will be brown. Step 10. And you got step purple. So each color, or it's not even a step, like what would you call that? I don't know what you would call it. But the different colors are the different things that need to be built, I guess, until the end, where everything will be together. Oh, and here's the rules on how to play the games. Let's see what kind of games. How to play. How to set up. Yeah, so there. How many different games are on here? Metal ball, 4 marbles. How to remove small rubber bands. So there's multiple games in this. So that's cool. I don't know how many games. Does it say? It's award-winning, though. Award-winning. And the goal is to score the highest points. That's cool. There's multiple games on here. So that's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun little build. Let's see what's going on in the chat here. Where did I leave off at? Right here. Yeah. Yes, I know. Yes, that's awesome. Just do it for the community to get everybody together. That's sweet. All right. You coming over? Sunday's open. Come on over. Breaking, yeah. Yes, it does. That's right. That's right, Mystic. That's how I started out doing. It wasn't nonprofit, but I was dishing money out and breaking even for like 2 years. And then I was able to start making money. There you go. Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do, right? Not really, because the camera turns with my phone. The camera, where it doesn't go upside down, it just turns and keeps it upright, I guess you want, or whatever. Start a nonprofit. He said, nah. Yeah. Yeah. So, nah. What is happening? What's happening on Sunday? Because that'd be cool to sit down at the table. Dave can hang out. I might as well try to put this together. This little. I'm building the tray first. Okay, so then you got A, B, C, D, E, G. Oh, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. Okay, so each section is colored. I wonder if I could, let's see, I need sheet 2. I need this piece. See? Just pop it out. Just pop it out. There's piece number 1. tray wall. The tray wall. Oh, right here. This one. Right here. Then tray wall 2 and 3 and 4. It'd be nice if you could see the numbers in the book. I think it's this one. This one. And this one. Yep. Let me pop them out if I can. See, I don't like it. Where's my knife? Okay. Make some room here. This one. One, two, three, 4. 4 and top tray. This is the top tray. Right here.
On your hopper too? Yeah. Okay.
And this one. Yep. Yeah. These 2 pieces. If you could see them. Right here. And right here.
Come on.
That should be all of them. I hope.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Oh, no. Sheet 7.
That's good. That's fine.
Or sprue 7. Yeah. 5. Is it this one? 6. Is it this one? I remember seeing it earlier. I lost it. How'd I lose a sprue that quick? 2, 4, 5. And this is 6. 7. I knew I seen it. It's plastic. Now, what do I need? What do I need? This one. And that one. I never built a kit with plastic
What should I get for that?
parts, just windows, but not something like that. Can you see it? You can't even see it. Ooh. And then this one.
Just
And then rubber bands, which I think I can, I'll just deal with them.
how you feeling? Just fine.
Where are they? I guess they're in here. I need a green one, an orange one, and a blue one.
How about that's all.
Tiny, small, and medium. So they're in here. I don't want to open these yet because I want to put these in a Ziploc bag because they don't close. So I'll hold off on them. I'll put them there though. So this is what I am attempting to build right here. This is tray A, or A tray. A tray. I'm building an A tray. Oh my goodness, it's so funny. A tray. I'm building a tray. And here it is. So let me make some room here. All right. Before I cut myself, because that will happen. These are my pieces. I think, I don't know if you'll be able to see that. Probably. But if anything, it'll probably be black. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with the colors. I know I want to paint it though. I do know that. What's the chat doing? There he is, my buddy Bob. What up, Bob? And James. We got James. What is up, James? What is up, Bob? PKW Bob. What is going on? There it is. Hello, Johnny. So how's everybody doing? Did everybody have a good week? Oh, that's cool. That's cool, Dave. What kind of prizes? What kind of prizes are we gonna have? Or I'm not gonna be there, but what kind of prizes is there? And what are you doing? Like raffles? Raffle giveaways? You golf, Bob? Bob, are you a golfer? I'll tell you what. I golfed once in my life. Never again. 18 holes done. Dude, that's not good. You didn't know that Father's Day was Sunday? Ooh. You going to Japan? That would be a cool trip. Here we go. Not sure yet. Some rolling stock. That's pretty cool, though. Silent auction to help support the St. Thomas Railroad Museum. Very cool. Awesome. I am not a golfer. Like Johnny, I played 18 holes once. That's it. That's it. Okay. Trump's course. Yep. 18 holes and I was done. I'm like, no, that's not for me. Not for me. Not for me at all. Oh, that'll be cool. What, like Dundas Model Railroad t-shirts? Because that would be pretty sweet. Absolutely, Bob. Rail activities. Yes. Well, that's pretty cool, man. Oops, here. I'm trying to do this. Boom. Come on up. Whoever. Bob, I love it when you talk my ear off and take over the show. Come on up, bud. Dave, you're welcome. Oh, yeah, that's pretty cool. Goodie bags as well. Okay. That'll be cool. For his channel. Yeah, nice. Nice. All right, let's get back to this. Let's see. So I need this piece.
Can I eat?
And this piece, I'm so bummed that they're cut through. The numbers cut them right through. That bums me out. Oh, then I gotta hook the rubber band on it already. So the rubber bands will hold it in there. And I need this little tool. Okay, so this reopens. So that'll work. This one doesn't reopen. It's so weird. Why would they do that? I'm gonna have to get a plastic bag for this. A Ziploc bag. Or something. Or something. I need a little blue one. They are small. Come on. There it is. So they say you gotta hook it on here. Don't spill. You gotta hook it on here. It says to use the tool, but you don't need the tool. It's on. There. Bleh. And then this piece right here, number 3. So there's 1, 2, 3, and then this would be 4. No, this will be 4. No. Then this one's 4. Yep. So they're numbered. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, that's good to know. So part 3. So this goes like that. Part 3 goes right here. If I can get it in there. And it slides all the way in. Right? And then the rubber bands will go around. But you don't really need them. That's on there. That's tight. But I'll put them on because you never know. Why is it falling apart? You forgot to put the rubber bands on it, man. No, I didn't forget. I didn't want to put them on. Green. Green. And green. And then it goes around here to there. And this one. Like that. Cool. All right. Step 3 is this piece, number 4. And that goes here. That one slipped in nice. And then I need a blue and an orange rubber band. So here's the orange. Did I get 3 green ones? Why did I do that? Why is there a green one there? I don't know. Maybe it fell out. And a blue one. Okay. So this goes like that. Let me try to do this right. The blue one goes right here. If I can get that in. Yep. Then the orange one goes here. And guess what, guys? My special guest is here. I don't know who it is yet. There. Got it. Look at that. I'm already on step 4. Let's see. Let's see what's happening. Ugh. What's going on? Oh, there he is. There's my buddy. What is up,
Johnny, how are you?
W. Bob? What is
Now, I'm late to the show.
What's going on, man?
What is this that you're actually building here?
This? I don't know.
I saw tray A. That's all I saw, so I don't have enough.
That's what I'm building.
Sorry, I'm late to the show as usual.
I'm building a tray. A tray.
That's right.
Here, hold on. Didn't you see my thumbnail, man? Didn't you see the thumbnail?
I just clicked right through it, man. Oh,
right
pinball.
Here.
Okay.
Actually, it's
very cool.
Yeah, man.
This will be an operating pinball thing.
It's so award winning. There's multiple games in this. This is cool. So it's pinball, and then there's other games, but I haven't searched deeply to see what other games.
Yeah, that's neat to have something that actually works. I know some of these wooden kits are like blocks and other things that can tell time. I mean, that's pretty cool. So
this is awesome, man. I got this from my parents for my birthday. And
cool.
I was debating on whether to build it on the show here because I'm supposed to be a model railroad show.
Yeah.
But and I was like, you know what? I'm going to build it. So I'm building.
It's modeling, so it's training.
It's modeling. Exactly.
That's right.
Exactly. But
yeah, I do. If you see my streams, you know there's non-trained stuff that creeps in. There's just
that's right, and it's going to happen.
Can't help it.
It's going to happen. It's going to happen.
Although this Sunday show is going to be pretty train centric.
So are you going to be in your building? Are you doing work on the layout?
Yeah. But I've got it's a podcast I've started listening to, and it's not about trains.
Okay.
It's about figure modeling.
Yeah.
But they had 2 topics that we're going to be discussing. One that on 2 of their different podcasts that are totally related to anybody who's modeling, whether they're building a pinball,
Right,
wood
right,
kit,
right. Exactly. Yeah.
or
Modeling is
whatever.
modeling. Modeling's
Yeah,
modeling. It doesn't
and
matter what, if it's a car, a train, a building, pinball, whatever.
exactly.
You're
Yeah.
putting it together, you're painting it, it's a model.
I'm not going to dive into them and give away because I don't have that much to say about it, and I got to save them until Sunday. But the topics are: why do we abandon projects?
Oh, dude, that's me.
Right? How do you start? Why do you start building a structure and then
I know.
you stop? You know.
Yeah, I know.
So they had some ideas, and I'm going to try and figure out a way to poll the group about their status with that. And the other topic is something I've touched on before, but I want to dive a little deeper, and that's AI and modeling.
AI modeling.
AI and modeling. How is AI going to impact modeling, and does it really make a difference to us? So,
with the modeling itself, I don't think it makes a difference.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
Do you?
I'm not gonna. I shouldn't have brought it up because I'm not going to discuss it any further. But obviously, I use AI for image generation. I want to say, I don't know if you saw the thumbnail for Brian at Iron Horse Railroad's latest show, but I'm pretty sure that was AI generated too.
You could tell. You could tell.
So yes, you can.
Let me tell you something, dude. I did myself as AI, and it looked nothing like me. And
I know.
You know what they said? My parents, your eyes are open. That doesn't look anything like you. Your eyes are open. I was like, right. Yeah, I know.
James, I see your question. Maybe 10 minutes early. I'll start 10 minutes early. I'm not starting now. 10 to 15 minutes early. I'm going to try, and unfortunately I didn't have my action camera at the shop today, but I'm going to try and set up tomorrow so that I can actually stream from the action cam, which is so small that I can actually clip it to the bill of my baseball cap. So that way, if I can get audio working through that as well as video, then I can walk around my space and show everybody a little bit. Sorry, this
is that for Sunday?
Motion sensor light went out and changed the look of my camera.
That's all right. Is that for Sunday?
Yeah, for Sunday.
Yeah.
But the nice thing about that, I think,
what do you have, a GoPro?
No, it's an Insta 360 or DJI product. I can't remember what it is, but it's not GoPro.
Yeah. They're good products, man.
And then hopefully I can then just take it and clip it above my work surface and use it to show my work surface. But if I hear a train coming, I can flip it onto my hat again and run outside, and we can watch the train go by.
There you go.
So I'm hoping to get that set up too.
Have you used it yet?
Oh yeah, I've used it quite a bit.
And you like how it looks?
I've just never streamed with it, and it's it's a typical action camera, right? It's super wide angle.
I have one, and I used it, and I was like, I don't like this. This is too I don't like this.
Yeah.
I scratched the whole video. I was like, I don't.
It's super
like
wide
this.
angle.
Yeah.
I do have another. I have
like
two.
What you said though. It's good for down.
I don't. Yeah, but I don't know. I may have to mount it really close to the work surface in order to get a good picture.
Yeah.
I'll have to see, but it would be nice. I want to get that. So I've used it. I've taken video with it, but I've never live streamed with it.
Right.
So it probably is good enough for live streaming, but I need to set it up. I need to get Prism Live Studio, my software, to be working with it. Or I could potentially stream the image to my
over here.
Yeah, exactly. Probably the duck would be fine, and my stubbornness is biting me in the ass once again. But
yeah, it's all right.
But we'll see. So those are my plans. But I've got a bunch of projects, and I'm going to highlight a project that I abandoned.
Oh yeah,
which is a train project, and so I'm hoping to get some advice from the community, and we'll see how that goes. So I'm really looking forward to the stream. I spent a good chunk of today getting ready for the stream, and I still got a lot of B-roll essentially to assemble.
Right,
but
right, right. That's cool.
but then it'll
That's gonna
at the
be
end if I go ahead.
that's gonna be a good topic to talk about because
Yeah.
Dude, I have like 20 model cars that I started and they're just sitting.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the Grand Hotel just sitting. I don't know what my problem is. And then I start something new. And then I'm like, oh, well, I'm done with that. And then that sits and then I start something else.
We'll
I got a problem, man. I got a problem.
No, you and everybody else. But this podcast that I'm going to recommend, it's interesting. One of the guys on there is like you and I. He's got a lot of projects that he's abandoned. He has a theory about why he's abandoned them, and we'll talk about that.
Okay, cool.
But,
I'm going to try to tune in 8:00 Sunday night, guys, on his channel.
But the other guy doesn't have any abandoned projects.
Right.
He finishes everything.
A boomer
He's
diorama.
just got that focus. He's going to finish. So, that's
boomer
that'll be
diorama.
interesting to see. It'll be interesting to see what our community says. Hopefully, I can get a little survey going. So it'll be interesting. So
I wish.
So I went to the golf tournament yesterday. I'm not a golfer.
Golfing, man. Yeah.
Yeah, and fortunately, it wasn't raining. It started raining now. There's like more than 90% chance of rain in Pittsburgh tomorrow. So the tournament could be delayed.
Right.
But it was fun. And I've been to golf tournaments before for business. I've taken clients to the Byron Nelson when Tiger was playing.
Right.
And so I've been to golf now, but I've never been to a major.
Right.
So it was kind of interesting to see that. Although a golf tournament is a golf tournament. And but my wife hadn't been, so I wanted her to have that experience, and it's
a cool experience.
She loves that. And part of it is she loves dressing up.
Right.
Yeah. And a lot of people are dressed decently at the golf course,
Oh, yeah,
and
I know all about it. Yeah.
As the guys behind us said, it's all rich people here.
my old boss, he owns 3 golf courses, and one of them being the Atlantic City golf course.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully, I don't know. I'm not sure I'd want to run a golf course. I think that's
he don't run it. He pays people to do it.
But I don't know that it's necessarily a license to print money.
Has so much money. He's got 3, not 1, not 2, 3 private jets that he rents. He owns like over 30 businesses.
Good guy to know.
Well, he don't treat people good, but
I guess.
Yeah.
Doesn't. Oh well.
Anyway, that's enough of that.
Money. Money has an effect on people, right?
Yeah.
So I see there's 3D printer talk, a little 3D printer talk going on in the comments.
Yeah, Dwight's good at that.
Yeah, I need to learn more about that.
Yeah.
I've got a project I want to do that probably should be ultimately 3D printed. I think I can scratch build it the old-fashioned way.
Right.
But,
that's cool.
And that is a rubber tire gantry, RTG.
Oh, wow.
Rubber tired gantry crane.
Because
there are no modern container moving equipment kits. The old MyJack thing from Walthers is pretty dated. MyJack still makes equipment. I saw some when I went to the Linwood Yard, and I shared some footage from that in a previous stream. But
oh wow,
it wasn't the model that Walthers sells.
Right.
And so it's just really old stuff. So I'd love to. I've just had this in the back of my mind. I've done a few drawings. I wouldn't want to copy one particular crane because I'd probably be pissing off a manufacturer. So I need to make it a generic crane with elements of a variety of manufacturers' cranes. But, kind of an intermodal freak. So
I used to work on cranes, building them. build like putting the boom together and
Cool.
block and changing out the cable and all that stuff.
Well,
Yeah.
I might be coming to you for some advice then.
Okay. That was at the
The real
company with
tricky
the
part
rich
of the
guy.
build, honestly, I think the tricky part of the build is building the essentially glass caged area where the operator works
The cabin.
underneath, because that kind of hangs underneath the roof of the crane, and the operator climbs down into it and sits inside this thing, and it's glass all the way around, basically.
Yeah. Yep.
So that'll be an interesting thing to build. Honestly, and put a figure in there, and
that would be
I don't know,
awesome.
we'll see.
That
That's my dream project. That's my dream project.
So, what are you going to scratch build it?
I could, but should I learn CAD design and get a 3D printer so that I can replicate it? I could scratch build it for the most part out of styrene. You know, it's just a basic framework.
Right. Yep.
But and I've looked around to try and get wheels for it. Out of various toys and things like that.
Yeah.
But I really want to cast the wheels. If I find a good wheel, and tire, of course, I really want to cast it in some sort of white metal. That way, the wheels, super heavy, will be at the bottom of the model.
Yeah.
So then it's going to be super stable. It's not going to move around or fall or anything like that. But, you know, there are some challenges, right? Like, am I going to suspend a container underneath there, you know, and string the cables? I mean, that would be cool.
That would.
But that would be hard.
Yeah.
It'd be a lot easier to just have the part of the crane that latches onto the containers stationary, and just have some, you know, use some stretch sprue or something, or some stiff wire to replicate the cabling so nothing moves.
Yeah.
And have it be a totally static kind of a thing. So
that's cool. So this is going to be a diorama on your layout?
It's going to be part of the intermodal yard area. Yeah. I'm definitely planning an intermodal yard.
I love IM, man. Intermodal. Yeah. I love it. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
And, you know, you can get a lot of containers. You can get modern containers, but you can't get good cranes. And, you know, there's some crazy stuff, right?
You got a pencil and paper or a pen and paper? You need to write this down. Everybody needs to write this down. DigcomDesigns.com. You've heard of them?
I'm a customer, yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. You already know that. Yeah, man.
That's good stuff, though.
Yeah. Dude,
that's good stuff.
He's been making stuff since like 2014, 2013.
Yeah.
That's when I found him. But yeah.
I've got
it's good, man. It's printed, but you can't tell.
Right. It's good. It's definitely really good for background and stuff like that. I've got a huge box full of those containers that I made.
Yeah.
And I also did some paper containers for my own. You know, I've got a Gulf Coast Intermodal company that I've come up with, and I've done a bunch of plastic containers, but I also did some paper containers because I need to partially populate the yard with Gulf Coast Intermodal containers.
It's cheaper. The paper's cheaper.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Or the PF file.
Let me ask you, do you reinforce those? When you make those containers, do you reinforce them with anything?
I never made them. But I would probably put something. Yeah, I probably would reinforce it.
Yeah,
I'd probably use photo paper because the print comes out better on a photo paper.
Right.
You know.
Right.
And then probably glue that onto styrene.
Yeah, I used foam core.
Okay.
And I
Foam core is
made,
good, but it warps. It warps. Foam core
Yeah.
warps.
Inside it, it's wrapped.
Yeah.
I guess I should have used Gator board. I think that's more impervious to moisture.
Yeah.
But haven't had any problems yet. But of course, they haven't taken them out of the box either after making them.
Right.
But yeah, I'd made like foam core. At least have the floor be a foam core because that comes up the side a little bit. That gives it a little more rigidity.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, they are fun, and it's fun to weather them. You can just use colored pencils.
Yeah, absolutely.
And weather them before they're even made. You weather them while they're flat on your desktop.
Yeah.
And
That's right. No, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
That's cool, man.
So yeah, I do like paper models. They're definitely good for background. And some of those Digicom designs are like 6 container blocks, right?
Yes.
So when you put it together, it's a lot of containers.
It's a stack.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
So they're cool.
They're really cool. And he does the concrete floor, the ground. I don't know what else he does. I haven't been over there in a while. But the containers.
He just sent around an ad. You probably saw that. He sent around an ad to get people to get back on the site.
No,
yeah, I made like a concrete loading dock. He gave away, I think, and I made that. That was easy to make and and fun to make. So they go together really easily.
That's cool, man.
Yeah, so I definitely. So
all you need is that Elmer's glue stick.
Yeah, I was just been using a Tight Bond product.
Okay.
But that always is a question. What do you use to glue together paper models? Yeah.
Elmer's glue.
So, sure. Nothing wrong with PVA.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
That's right. That's right. That's right. So, man, you're getting a lot of work done in your building here.
Yeah, I get a lot more done if we weren't traveling so much. We were in St. Louis for almost a week.
Nice.
Well, 2 days there, 2 days driving there. We drove 2 days to drive there, 2-3 days in St. Louis, and then 2 days back.
Right.
We just got back from that on Tuesday night.
Okay.
And then we did the golf thing. That was for a funeral. And I got no train activity whatsoever. But I got to tell you, they had that tornado that went through there.
Yeah.
OMG.
Yeah, I bet.
It's still, half a building gone and people's living room furniture is just sitting there.
Yeah.
Through the side of the building.
I know.
Trees torn up everywhere. Just.
It's a shame.
Really, really bad. We had a wind event here in Pittsburgh and I thought it was bad and a bunch of trees went down.
Right.
But it's going to be a year for St. Louis to recover from that. It makes you cry. You're driving down a street and you imagine what people went through and are still going through with all this stuff torn up and the beauty of the park, Forest Park and everything. Just.
It's a shame.
It was really heart-wrenching. Really heart-wrenching.
Yeah. Bob, have we talked about your era? Your model railroad era? What era are you modeling?
What era are you modeling, Johnny?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Man, I don't have a date yet. Probably no. It's probably going to be like the late 80s, early 90s, like my childhood. So,
sure, right?
Yeah,
and that's very common, and that's cool, right? That's the era that people are passionate about, and they're trying to recreate that.
Right. Absolutely.
Very understandable and very cool. I'm not knocking that at all when I tell you what I'm doing.
What are you doing?
But you know what a weirdo I am.
Yeah.
And so I'm doing something that I'm not sure anyone else has ever done.
Oh, really? Because I've said that and then I found it. So what are you doing that
Well,
nobody else
hopefully
is
I will
doing?
because I can learn from them. But I am modeling the near future.
The near future.
The near future. And so what that means is I want to
That's
be able to take,
postmodern.
I want to be able, yeah, but I want to be able to buy the most recent equipment and weather the hell out of it. And then I'm going to have billboards. I'm going to try and have vehicles. And
Dude,
some
I
of
like
it's going to
that.
be current vehicles, but some of it is going to be kind of out there and a little futuristic looking, you know, and I'm going to have, you know, billboards that reflect, you know, the future. And it'll be, and that just the slightly near future, you know, and
You got to
so
get some fishing wine and have some little floating cars like they're
that's
flying.
right. Yeah, yeah. It might be like a motorcycle where the wheel is all the way around you and you're sitting in the middle. You know, I mean, I don't know. It'll be, you know, it'll be my opportunity to do some creative. And I'm very positive about the future. And so I want to be able to express that vision. I want to take, you know, I want to have drone delivery service in operation. So I want to have a building that's a drone delivery company with drones taking off with containers or cartons or whatever, you know. And so, yeah, so I want to, so that's kind of my plan, but not the unrecognizable, you know, it's not Tron.
Right.
Now,
I think there's a YouTube channel called Postmodern Model Works.
Yes, yeah, that's the guy. That's a modeler. Yeah, yeah. But that's not what he means.
I don't know what he means.
I think I've asked him before. I've been chatting on chat with him, and I've asked what it means, and I think it's a reference to a era in modern art.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It's not really about the era of his railroad. So have I shut down the chat with my big mouth?
Oh, who cares?
I'm not seeing any chat.
No, they're listening to us, man. They're listening and enjoying us talking. There's not many people in here anyway, so there's only 5.
I guess. I don't know. Not seeing anybody in the chat, so
that's all right.
I figured I'd scare people off and maybe be the last time you invite me on.
No, no.
Yeah.
No.
So
I enjoy talking with you. I enjoy talking with you.
Well,
that's all that matters. My show, my rules.
I enjoy talking with you, and so that's why I come on the show. And White, if you're still out there,
he's here,
worry, brother. I've got a thick skin. I just want to be sensitive to, you know, what the audience wants. I don't want to, you know, be boorish.
Yeah, the other time you're on here, I think he was just busting your
yeah, I know. Yeah, but I noticed in some subsequent chats he was being extremely deferential and nice to me, and he doesn't have to do that. I can handle it, Dwight. But thank you for I do still take your comments seriously. I'm going to think about that stuff.
He picks on me too, so Dwight.
So STS, you know, the STS guys today, we were having a chat about, you know, how successful our live streams are, and it got me to thinking about the why. You know, why do we live stream? So why do you live stream, Johnny?
Well, it started out where I was like, oh yeah, I can get a lot of views that way, but that's not true.
Right.
Because the views don't start until after the thing's over, after the live's over. But no, I do it now because I just want to hang out with these guys on the chat.
You enjoy it.
I have something to do now with the kit on Friday night. It's cool. I enjoy doing this. It's weird though, because every Friday at like 3:30, 4 o'clock, I'm like, oh, I don't want to do it. And then around 5, I start setting up, and then I get on, and then I'm like, all right, let's go, man. I love this.
Right.
You know, so I got to get past, and I usually do. I usually get past that. Oh, I'm so tired. but I get past that, and then when I'm on, I love it. Like I love this right here.
Right.
No.
Well, right. There's the, I don't know. Coming on and hanging out with you requires no preparation, and all I have to do is flap my gums. But when I'm hosting STS,
It's a lot of work.
it is a lot of work, and I really try to prepare for it. And
That's good.
so, and I've noticed that a lot of people who do live streams stop doing it.
Yeah.
So, like Heath used to do a ton of live streaming, right? And
Yeah, he did.
was on STS, and he still does
Yeah.
some. But he has flirted with not live streaming.
But I think he still does, though, right?
He does, but he's mentioned stopping, and I need to have some dialogue with him about why that is. I just thought it was a material component of your digital presence. If you want to have a successful channel, do you have to have live stream? Or live stream could potentially be a component of your success. So that's.
No, you're right. You're right. This is all I do on my channel right now because I'm too busy to produce videos. I have a video in edit, but I don't like it. I have a few of them that I'm working on in edit, but they're not ready. But I do have some that I'm like, I don't like this. I'm probably going to reshoot it.
Wow. So I don't know. I think the YouTube success gurus would say just publish that video and move on. Maybe it'll be popular with the audience, even though you don't like it, and you need to move on to something fresh that you're motivated to do. So just finish it.
It's hard.
Just get it out there.
It's hard to listen to these gurus because I do what they say, and then nothing ever happens. I get frustrated.
We're in a pretty small niche.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
We are. No, you're right. We are. We're on.
The community here.
I love this community, though.
Is a special group of people.
Absolutely.
They're a special group of people. They are creators.
Yeah.
They are creative people who are willing to put themselves out there. They are.
I remember when Braybo Bell started. I remember when everybody started pretty much. I'm the OG on here.
Yes, I know. I can't believe I just barely. I'm a newcomer to Johnny Railer, but
right.
I remember seeing
this
your
is
videos
my second channel.
First,
now. I had a channel before this one.
Oh, really? Same topic?
I started in 2014 on the other channel.
Wow.
And then I got into a love-hate relationship with it. And then I started this one. And then I was doing both a little bit. And then I just pushed that one away.
Hey, Mark. M&M Rails, I see is here.
Oh, Mark. What is up, buddy? M&M Rails. What's going on, Mark? He remembers when I started.
What does OG actually stand for? I used to know the answer to this.
OG, old gangsta.
That gangsta, that's right. That's right. I'd forgotten that.
Yeah, like Sparky. I remember when he started.
Wow.
Yeah. I remember his very few first videos.
Original gangster, he's saying. Original.
Yeah. I remember when he started.
I think Mark probably could rap if he wanted to.
Who, Eminem?
Yeah.
He probably could.
I want to hear a rap song on your next video, Mark. If Anthony Dodge can do song parodies, you can do a rap song.
That's right.
He's creative enough for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's cool though, man. I love doing the live stream. I love the model railroad community that I'm in with everybody.
All right, Mark.
It's a lot of fun. What's he saying?
Yeah. I agree. And I was going to say,
well, you don't spit beats. You spit bars, not beats.
Well, see, you could do it too. You could do it too, Johnny. See, you're
What's that?
more
Old
with it than I
geezer.
am.
Old geezer. That's what OG stands for. No, I can't. I can't rap. I can't rap. But anyway,
If you could sing it. Well, what I'm trying to do, and I haven't done a very good job of this, but I really think that all the prep I do for the SDS stream should result in some videos.
yeah, that's cool.
You know,
That's good.
I've done enough research that is at least the start of a video, and I
Right.
should be able to get that done. So this time I've got I'm going to be unboxing, if I can get my camera working properly, I'm going to be unboxing a new workbench work surface. And it's
really?
called ultra high molecular weight material.
What the heck? Is it like
Yeah, I know.
Is it like wood?
So it's like what they
together or
make
something?
cutting board. You know, they make cutting boards out of high density polyethyl plastic,
Mm-hmm.
HDPE.
Mm-hmm.
And this ultra high molecular weight material is like one level above that in terms of durability. And it's not crazy expensive.
Oh, that's good.
I got a 2x4 piece of this stuff, and I haven't taken it out of the box. I'm going to take it out during the show.
Right.
It's black. They had a choice of black or white, although it does come in a couple of other colors, but I couldn't find them on Amazon.
Right.
But 2x4, because I'm going to have a lot more work surface available in my shop when I get that area done.
2x4 is decent. That's decent. 2x4.
Yeah.
How thick is
I think it was $70, something like that. So it was more expensive than one of these self-healing mats.
Right. Absolutely.
But if it lasts like forever, then
you made it out.
It's well worth it.
And now, were you going to build a base for it?
Well, yeah, I don't know. It's only 1/4 of an inch thick, so I'll probably.
Okay.
And it's slippery.
When wet?
So, no.
Always.
It's always slippery. Your knife glides right across it. You know. It's
but how's that going to be with the plastic?
I don't know. I'll find out.
Why can't I cut this right?
But you know, I got the idea from Adam Savage.
Oh yeah, dude. That dude is cool. Yes.
Yep. Yeah, he did a workbench top made out of that material. He lit it underneath.
Oh wow.
He got white and he put lights under it.
It probably looked awesome.
I'm not doing all that.
No.
But I'll probably have to build a little strip around it so that it can't move.
Right.
Because you can't glue anything to it.
Right.
But he's using it as a work surface, so I figured I'd give it a try. See how it works. And I don't know, do you have like cutting boards in the house that are made out of a plastic material?
Yeah.
I do too, and they're not.
See it? You want me to go get it?
They're not forever, right? I mean, I have a white one. I'm going to bring that into the shop for the show and compare it to the black material, so I can see if I can tell any softness or slipperiness. But that isn't forever. It's marked up.
Yeah, the one here is marked up.
And,
and the more you cut on it, the deeper the grooves get in it.
But I think that's that high density polyethyl material. Right. It's not the ultra, but I don't know. I'll find out. So that's but that's the thing that I thought, okay, I can make a video about this after the show. I'll have it open. I'll have experimented with it. I'll really sense the material, felt it.
Right.
Try to cut it with an X-Acto knife, you know.
Yeah.
And I'll be able to opine a little bit more. Is it too slippery? What is it, you know?
Right.
So, but maybe I can turn that into a video because I'm with you. The live streams, do they provide watch time? Does that count towards? Do you get watch time? Like if you have
after
10 people watching your live stream for an hour, do you get 10 hours of watch time?
no, it starts after the stream's over.
Really?
Yeah, because the first stream I had, it had 20 some hours of watch time, and I was like, whoa, this is awesome. And then 2 days later, it was like 15. I was like, oh, okay. So it starts out high when you're live, but then it don't count until after you're off your live.
That's interesting.
And then all the replay watchers are the ones
Right.
that
That
add up.
counts. Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. That's disappointing.
Yeah, but think about how fast people would get watch hour if that was the way I thought it was.
Yeah, if it was the way. Yeah, right. Exactly. If it was that
You know
way,
what I mean?
it
Like,
would be helpful.
Yeah.
Because I need watch time. I've got the subscribers, but I don't have the watch time. So
Right.
but it's my own fault. I'm not generating content. I'm working so much on the shop, and
Mm-hmm.
it's just
You ever think about vlogging? You could vlog your work in the shop. You could walk around with the camera and be like, yeah, over here, this is what I'm gonna do.
yeah.
And then you do it, and then you're like, all right, so here it is. This is how it turned out.
Yeah, I should probably do. I've thought about. I need to start generating more excitement about the space and the relatively large layout I'm going to be building in there.
Yeah, man.
But
Yeah, man.
I'm not at that point yet. I'm
Right.
putting in
I will
windows.
say this though. I will say this. The videos that I have like 20 minutes long, I make almost five minutes of what. Well, well, where was I going with that?
I don't know. Long videos.
Long
Generating-
videos provide more watch time. I'll say that. And as long as you get your viewers to watch, because that's the main goal, is to have them watch 3/4 of your video
Sure.
or the whole thing. But like, if you have people watch 2 minutes of it, that ain't gonna do nothing. Like when I put out a real quick 2-minute video, my watch hours are like 0.45 or something super low. So I don't hardly get anything. But that doesn't matter anyway. I don't care about that. But the longer videos I care about. But the longer my video I make, the longer the people watch it before they were like, all right, I'm done with this guy. Click. The more watch time I get.
Well,
So
you've already expressed your skepticism about the YouTube creation gurus, but
I know, man. I know.
there's a guy named Nate Black. Have you seen any of his stuff?
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, this guy, his video, his channel is basically based on watching thousands of YouTube videos and taking notes and looking for patterns.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
He did a video.
He did that whole video with the whiteboard.
That's right.
Yep.
That's right.
Yep.
And he did a video, and it's been months now.
Right.
But it was about what's the ideal length of a video.
Right.
And he broke it down based on the types of videos. I mean, he had to obviously somehow
he does a lot of
divide up
research.
the vast universe of YouTube videos into categories.
Mm-hmm.
But with respect to what we do, which is kind of how-to videos,
Right.
he said essentially that longer is better.
Longer's better. How-to video tutorials are good.
Right. Because
you got to write like how to and step by step. And then a lot of the model railroader guys are like, well, I don't like saying how to because there's so many different techniques to do one thing.
Mm.
You know what I mean? You know.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Everybody weathers differently, but the product comes out the same.
True enough.
True
enough. I don't know. Well, I just took that to heart because I always try to make short videos because I don't usually have the patience to watch long videos. And so I don't want to make a video that I don't want to watch.
Mm-hmm.
But the
Yeah, but
reality
that's
is,
you though. Maybe somebody else. Now I'll tell you what. There's a lot of modelers that when they're sitting at their desk working, they got YouTube on and they're watching the long videos while they're working.
Right.
You know. So that's
so I need to. Those are hard to make. It's hard to make step-by-step videos.
right.
You know, to be filming yourself and I don't have my close-up photography right. That's got to be good. You know, the close-up videography.
Mm-hmm. Like that Acryl kit step by step that I made, that the video that I made of that, I shot it pretty quick. I shot it in a night, but then editing it was the long part because they were. I was like, well, I'm struggling here. I don't want to show that, so I cut that. Some of it I cut out, but yeah, the edit is where it takes up a lot of the time. Shooting the video takes up time, but I don't think it takes up as much as editing.
Right. Yeah, and I've never really, I find it hard enough to stop modeling to take a still photo.
Oh, really? You struggle with that?
But maybe I should just be running tape the whole time, and then I can edit it. But I don't know. That just seems so, I would be using 5% or less of the total footage, but maybe that's okay. Maybe that's how people do it. And then there's the question of where is the camera located? There's a guy who was ultra successful. I think he's Czech. And it's called Plasmo.
Okay.
Plastic Modeler. Plasmo.
Right.
And he's shown his rig. He mounts the camera on his chest. Or he has it on the table right in front of his chest. So it's in between him, but he's filming right here.
See, I got this.
Ah, okay. Yeah, that would be a good mount for it.
Put it right in front of me, and then I can see everything that's down here in front. That's how I do it.
Don't take my word for it, Mark. Listen to it.
What do you say?
But I do finally have a drill press. But until I get my workshop set up, I can't use it.
Right.
But I do have a drill press. I think it's from Micromark. It's a small throw, kind of a small drill press. Drill press is a fantastic tool to have.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Do you have a wood shop, Johnny? You have woodworking tools?
Yeah. Yes and no. Yes and no. I have a bandsaw. I have a table saw. I don't have a drill press.
Table saw is really good. What kind of table saw do you have? Is it like a
it's a Craftsman tabletop table saw, which works great.
Oh, okay.
It works great.
It's one on a solid base that you put on top of your bench.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And I have a chop saw, which is good for cutting the legs and the stringers for the bench.
Right. Yeah. I think your benchtop table saw is probably better than I had a contractor grade table saw that was on a table.
Right.
Its own table, but it wasn't very strong,
Right.
So I've always wanted a cabinet table saw, one of those big 500-pound.
Yeah.
But I'm never going to have that. I don't have the space for it. And I was close to getting one when I lived in Texas. I was one at an estate sale.
Right. Yeah.
They're not necessarily easy to get rid of, something of that weight. But I don't know. Because a table saw is a huge. That's the primary woodworking tool in my view. You've got to have that, and I don't have it, and I don't expect I will. It's just the way it is. I don't have that much room in my shop for that kind of stuff.
Get a tabletop one, like a DeWalt tabletop
maybe
one.
So. Yeah, maybe
They're
so.
powerful. They work good, man.
Yeah. Yeah. I haven't used it very much, but I did get the Craig track saw table.
Mm-hmm.
So it should do some of the stuff. Obviously, it's a track saw, so the saw is on top of the work instead of underneath.
I don't know. I never heard of a track saw. What
it should do. So it's basically like a circular saw, a handheld circular saw.
Yeah.
But it runs on a track.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I've seen them.
So it's pretty straight.
Yes. Yeah.
It should cut it straight.
Yep.
It should cut very straight if you have it set up.
You get a 2x4 and 2 clamps.
That's what I've done in the past. That's what I've been doing for like the backdrop on my layout and stuff. That's what I've been doing. Yeah, yeah.
That's cool. That's what I always did.
Just go outside and lay down some 2x4s.
Doesn't Boxcar Jerry have a track saw? I believe he has one.
He might.
He's a woodworker. I guarantee you he's got one. I'm pretty sure when he was cutting.
When you're cutting panels.
Yeah, I think
it's a good thing to have.
Yeah, he was cutting something. He shot a video. I think he was doing bench work when he used it. I think.
Yeah, I don't know. I got to get back to my bench work planning, and I started to think about making, because I'm just basically doing a dog bone.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
So at the end of each end of the layout, I need a circle essentially with a diameter of 82 inches.
Yep.
Since I'm going to have 41-inch minimum radius, I have to have an 82.
Why don't you do cookie cutter?
Yeah, I might do.
What is
something like that? I'm not going to make a table that's 86 inches across. I need to make a curved, kind of a narrow, curved bench work. 18 inches deep in a circle. But I've got to figure out how to build a table under there. I can obviously cut plywood and foam in that shape, but I need to figure out how I'm going to arrange the legs and get that done.
Go to freemo.com and look at their plans.
Okay. I've been out there, but I haven't looked at their plan. I've looked at Fremo in the past.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it is cool.
Yeah.
Those layouts that they do are
awesome.
Yeah, it's spectacular. Yeah. That size there. So you going to any train shows this summer?
I don't think so. Mm-mm. Maybe.
I don't have any.
Maybe. I don't know. I got invited down to Timonium down
in October, you mean?
Yeah, October. But I don't know if I'm going to go or not. Braybo Bell was like, "Come on, man, you got to come down here and see my layout." So I don't know if I'll go.
Yeah. So that was Ray. Ray was trying to get you to come down. Yeah. I did that last year, and I'm super glad I did. It was. Yeah. And so I went to Ray's. Yeah. And I saw Joe Rader's layout.
Yeah.
Joe Rader's layout is amazing.
I've never seen his whole layout. I only saw the parts where he's working on.
Right. So, and the show is good. It's a kind of a classic train show.
Yeah, that's cool.
But it is good. And Ron Montague was there, Southwest Railroad, and Ken Amos, and there were just a lot of people from the community down there. So it was.
I think
Tammy and Ray.
Tammy and Ray.
The plumber.
Yep, plumber.
There were a lot of people there to meet. It was a lot of fun.
Sparky. I don't know if he went last year, but he's been there.
Yep, Sparky. Yeah. Sparky was there. So, Oh, freemo.com. That's not the website.
if I do go, I'm probably gonna live in my van for the weekend. But
Yeah, I think I did pay for a hotel. I just was one night.
yeah,
I
Yeah.
just drove over, did the show, hung out at a race. We had pizza and
yeah,
a lot
That's
of good
awesome.
talk, and then I did one night in a hotel, and then I went back the next day. Went through the show one more time, and then but it's a big show.
yeah.
There's a lot. There certainly are some deals to be had, and
Mm-hmm.
there were some good layouts set up there. There was a
Mhm.
guy who had this incredibly long bridge. It was
Right.
prototypical, and he was
Yeah.
3D printing all the components and everything, but it had to be 20 feet long. I mean, it was,
The bridge itself.
yeah,
Wow, that's amazing. That's awesome.
it was just, it was
That's
really, it was cool. That was worth, I mean, it's worth the price of admission for me to all the people. That was the
Right.
primary. It
Mhm.
really was.
Yeah, that's
really
awesome.
was
I
awesome.
went to Steamtown a few years ago
How was that?
for the meet and greet for Sparky's first meet and greet. That was awesome.
Cool.
That was cool.
Yeah.
I got to meet everybody there, man. That was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun. Yep.
Yeah, the community aspect of this, it's hard for me to properly describe it when I'm trying, people are always kind of curious when they hear that you're involved in YouTube. And it's hard to explain to them the value of the community, especially during the pandemic. It was incredible.
Yeah.
But it really is.
I don't tell people. I don't tell people I'm on YouTube.
No.
No. Nope.
All right.
One,
Mark,
I
thanks
don't
for
really
stopping
care
by.
for people to find me. No, I don't talk about it. I don't. If you
So
find
why
me, you
is that?
find me. Huh?
Why don't you talk about it?
Well,
Too
a lot
hard
of
to
it.
explain?
No.
Embarrassed?
A lot of it has to do with, oh, you're on YouTube. Cool. Let me subscribe to you. You subscribe, but then you don't get any views from them. And that's happened to me before. So I was like, you know what? I'm not even gonna say nothing to nobody. People that I know, they don't need to know that I'm on here.
Yeah. I don't know.
Oh, you're in. What are you in the trains for? What are you, a nerd?
I know, but it's I don't know. It's a conversation starter. People are
I
curious.
feel weird
about
though.
it.
I feel weird, and then they're like, "Oh, cool. How many subscribers? 160." You know, I gave
I
up a
know.
lot though. My other channel had way more. I gave up a lot of subscribers. Well, a lot of them came over here, but I had over 500 on that one. So, which I am thinking about starting to post on there again. So, I don't know. And if I do, it'll be all behind the scenes stuff. So,
What do you mean by that?
it'll be behind the scenes. Like I'll be shooting my video and then shooting video behind the scenes of that video.
I see. Okay, that'll be interesting.
Yeah.
So people kind of see how you're making your video for the other channel.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. I did a lot of goofy stuff on that channel too. So, but Mark loved it. Eminem Rails, he loved it, man. He's like, your best video it was when you were lost in the woods. I have lost in the woods videos. I have videos where I sit and eat a bowl of cereal, and people love it. And Mark, he loved it. He's like, I don't know. I was like, I need a video. What am I gonna do? And then, I got cereal. I ate. a bowl of cereal in front of the camera. I didn't say a word. I don't think I said anything. I can't remember. But
I don't know everybody out there.
Right.
And I haven't really studied everybody out there. The Boomer Diorama is obviously very popular, and he's got an interesting style.
Yeah.
And he does include himself in the videos.
Yeah. Yes, he does.
And Ron Marsh.
Yep, he's another good one.
Is very successful, and his production values are very high.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say his modeling is the focus is more on generating really good how-to video and not necessarily on the modeling. Whereas Boomer,
it's the modeling,
just outstanding modeling.
Absolutely.
And so those are two formulas that we could follow.
And DIY and digital. Right,
DIY and digital, yeah. Now he's gone big time, right? He's working for, doesn't he produce videos for one of the online, Model Railroad Universities or Model Railroad Academy or something like that?
Oh, Ron Marsh? Yeah. Yeah, Ron Marsh.
No, yeah, Ron Marsh, but also DIY.
Does he? Because I didn't know that.
Other guy, Steve Brown.
Steve Brown. I remember him.
Yeah.
I remember when he started. Yep.
And he was on Model Railroad, I think, for a while or something. He was
on the video part of it. I forget what it was called.
He's a real creator.
Yeah.
He's a musician, author.
Yep.
I mean, he does everything.
Yep.
Ton of energy.
He's a contractor.
But I guess we have to decide what our objective is. It's kind of like where we started this with why live stream. Well, why do YouTube at all?
Right.
What are you trying to achieve?
For me?
To me, at least part of it, and I meant to say this earlier, was have you ever done an article about modeling? Have you ever written an article, get it published? No?
No.
Well, it makes you finish. It makes you finish stuff.
Yeah. I'm not a writer, and I probably wouldn't even finish it. I would start writing it and put it away.
Right back to our abandoned project topic.
Yeah.
But first thing, you don't have to be a writer to get articles published.
True.
Because right now, I've seen both a model railroad hobbyist and model railroader have within the last month published pleas for material. They want material. And they both said you don't have to be a great writer, but you have to be a good photographer. You've got to get good pictures of your work. And if you can just provide us captions, we'll write the article.
Right.
Now, you might not get paid as much as if you gave them a turnkey article,
right?
But you still have an article published.
Mm-hmm.
So if you could do a step-by-step, and so I did that. I had an article published in the NMRA publication, and it was a step-by-step how-to. I built a flat car load from, I think it was Precision Designs. Done it. It was a laser cut, like a big cable spool that went on a flat car.
Right.
But of course, to get the article published, I had to weather a flat car. I had to attach the spool to the flat car. I had to photograph the flat car. I had to build a little diorama with track on it and photograph it. It was a lot of work, but it really made me finish something. And I think YouTube can be that too. It can, if you take it seriously and you finish your projects and make videos about them, you can get into a cadence and it can really help you with production.
Yeah.
I think if you approach it the right way.
Right. I agree with that. You got to find the time, though. Finding the time is the hard.
Yes, I know.
Finding the time to do stuff.
Well, Donnie, I am going to go. My wife wants me to help plan this Colorado trip, so I have to. And if I want to have rail activities be part of that trip, I need to be involved in the planning.
That's right. So what
Have you ever been out there and done anything? What can you give me any pointers, or I don't know if there's many people left in the chat, but if anybody, I know the Colorado Model Railroad Museum is out there in Greeley.
Yep.
But that's like on the other side of Denver from where we're going. We're going to Steamboat Springs to spend some time with friends out there.
Nice.
And there's nothing near Steamboat Springs. But another time when we went to Breckenridge, the Leadville Tourist Railroad was within striking distance. So we went and did that. My wife and I both enjoyed that.
Nice.
And it was a very short ride, but they were really good to me. Like, I wanted to get out on the end platform of the caboose to take pictures. They said, "Come on out." You know,
yeah,
it was really,
awesome.
it was a good, and it was like an old diesel. I can't remember what it was, but it was an old diesel power. It wasn't steam or anything, but it was still, that was fun. But I don't know. I've got to see what else is out there. I know there's the what's the name of that gorge? It's in Cannon something, Colorado. It's well south.
A gorge?
Yeah. It's pretty spectacular. The tracks go back and forth across this gorge, and you've got these pure walls on either side, and so it's a really
what's it, an excursion run?
Yeah, I think it's got like F or E units on the front. So
and it's a switchback.
Royal Gorge.
It's a switchback.
It's not a switchback, but the track, since they were trying to follow the water route and they were following this twisting, curving river.
So they
a
just
lot of times the river turned so sharp they would just cut across with a bridge.
Okay.
Then they follow the track a little bit further, cut across with a bridge because the river was.
I got you.
Weaving, and they were kind of going straight, and the river was weaving underneath them, you know. And so there's all these.
That's
I think
pretty
there's
cool.
like 11 bridges in the space of like a mile or two, you know.
Dude,
just a crazy thing. And when you're doing it, there's the walls of the gorge are on either side of you.
Yep.
And there's some crazy engineering where there's a place where the track is actually suspended. Instead of the bridge being underneath, there's support work above
holding
that
the
holds track up. Mm-hmm. So it's pretty spectacular, but I don't know. That could be too far. I could be out of luck on my Colorado rail.
All I know is the museum.
I can do Greeley. If
yeah.
I have to, I can do Greeley. That's fine. It would not be a disappointment, I'm sure. But that's kind of going the opposite direction of the way we want to go.
Isn't Jason Jensen out there? Why don't you hit him up?
Okay.
He's out there.
I should at least ask him for advice.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
What's he going to say? No? Okay.
Does he live stream?
Yeah.
If he live streamed, I could get on a chat, but I don't think he live streams.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't. No.
So before we go, is this the very beginning of the pinball project?
Yes, it is.
Step one.
Step one, day one. Yep.
Okay. Well, this is going to last many Fridays.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Absolutely. I'm going to have fun. It's going to be fun.
Are you going to paint it as you go, or are you going to wait?
Yeah. Yep. I'm going to paint it. Paint it as it goes. I'll probably build it at night and then Saturday morning paint it. That's how I built the steamer. That's how I built the steamer kit. And then because painting on live is kind of, who wants to see that?
People like to see stuff coming together, right?
So I put it together, and then Saturday morning I would take it apart and paint it, and then let it dry, and then put it back together. Yeah, but it's all right. It turned out great.
It's all for the show. Boy, that's a pretty big sacrifice.
And I did shoot some video for that, so That's in. I'm in edit with that,
Cool.
and then I gotta. That's another project that I need to get back on the diorama for that. Is that?
For the steamer. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And
What do
I
you
did. I know everybody in chat the other day was like, "No, it'll be a waste of time." But I did. I use for my spikes for the rails. I'm using staples from a staple gun, and I cut them. And let
Wow.
me show you. Dude. Let me show you. Hold on.
Wow, that's pretty involved. Well, I can't tell who's still out there in chat, but for those who are hanging on, it's appreciated.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I know Mark left.
Yep.
They probably all left. No, there's 4 here. But yeah, look right here. Dude, I can get like
So what are you using to cut them with? Like a little Zuron clippers, like rail clippers, or
dikes. I just use regular dikes.
okay?
Can you see it? Probably not. But it looks like one. It looks like the real deal. Can you see that?
Oh yeah. Yes, very good. That sure does.
I got 2
Very
out.
nice.
I can get 2 out of 1
Sure.
staple.
And basically free.
Yeah, man.
Low
They
low
were.
cost. Very low cost. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
And they already got the point on the end of them. And I even took some pliers and I stuck it in, and it works. So I was like,
Nice.
all right. And
Now
it
you were
does.
making your ties earlier, I think, and you had some issues, like they were too large or the stock was too big. I think you were making ties.
Yeah. A 1/4 inch. But actually no, because I wish. Let me see. Hold on. Because I do have. I made track gauges too. See, I started with this.
Uh-huh.
And that's too fat. So then I started cutting them in half. So now I have these ones.
Right.
But then I was
Better.
like, that's such a pain in the butt to cut these in half. So I'm just going to go out to Hobby Lobby and I'm going to buy some 1/4 inch square. And then I'll just cut them to the length. Instead of cutting them in half, I'll just cut them.
Right. Yeah. To get that straight, to make that happen. Yeah, that's cutting with the grain.
Yep. And then I took the bottom of the locomotive and I measured it with my little ruler. And then I made a couple track gauges. I just used this. And how did I do it? I forget how I did it.
And what track are you using?
I'm using O27. O scale.
That's something you already had?
Yeah. I ripped the rails off it. Let's see if I can find my right here. See, they got the little grooves in there, and the little grooves rest right on the track.
Okay, so that's engaged.
It'll stay engaged. I got 2 of these. I made 2 of them, and then I'll just have them sit on the rail. Here's the other one.
So are you going to glue the rail down first and the spikes are just going to be for show, or are you going to actually spike it down?
No, I'm spiking it. I'm not going to glue it. I'm going to spike it. I'm going to glue the cork down, and then I'll glue the cork down, and then I'll lay out the ties, and then I'll lay the rail out, and then I'll use the 2 gauges to keep it engaged, and then I'll just spike them. So
cool. And
all I did though to make I took my measurement with the wheels, and then I measured it on the bottom here, and then I laid the rail down, and then I just took the block of wood and went like this over the rail to make the little grooves.
I gotcha.
And it works. And then it looks good
Right.
when the locomotive is sitting on top of the rails. It looks good.
Nice. So
Yeah.
how long is the diorama going to be? How many ties you're going to have to make?
Oh, geez. I think it's like 14 inches by, I forget. But the locomotive, the track is going to be on an angle. So I'm going to need, I forget how many ties I counted, 40, 45 maybe.
Okay.
So,
Fair enough.
quarter inch square stock and just cut it in half. Because these ones are too short. Because I have these at 2 inches. I need 2 1/4 for it to look
Gotcha.
right underneath the train.
Right.
So, but that's an abandoned. That's an
And what is,
abandoned
and
project.
I know you've talked about the diorama before, but what is the rest of the scenery going to be like on the diorama besides the track running on a diagonal?
So
going to be any?
It's going to be the winter. I got a story already because I got all these
Perfect.
dead vines. I got a bunch of dead vines from Hobby Lobby, which I'm probably going to need more. But so I'm going to weather the locomotive. I don't know how old I'm going to make it look, but it's going to be coming out of restore. It's going to come out and they're going to restore it. I have the dead ivy, right? I'm going to have it shoot up the tree because it's going to be like 3 or 4 trees, probably 3. I'm not sure yet. But the story will be that they're getting it ready to pull it out to restore it.
I gotcha.
So,
cool.
and it's going to be during the winter. So in the fall, people came out and they killed all the vines. So I'm going to have dead vines all running through the locomotive, all up the tree.
Right.
And so the story is in the springtime, they're going to pull it out and then they're going to start restoring it. So the fall, they were like, well, let's kill these vines. And they killed the vines. And then the diorama, you take the picture of it. And then in the springtime, they're going to pull it out and start restoring it.
Cool.
So
will there be any figures in the diorama? Any people looking at the train or?
Nope. It'll have, because this also is going to help me because I'm for BNC System short line. It's going to be in the winter, but it's not going to be covered snow. It's going to be patchy snow. So the diorama will actually help me get my techniques down.
Cool. And I assume you've looked at the work of Mike Canfalone. Is that his name? Have you seen his
the model's winner?
He models like mud season. So late winter, so just patchy snow, melted snow and mud, bare trees.
No, I've never seen his work.
He is on Model Railroad Hobbyist.
Oh, really?
So check out their website, and I'm sure, it's a free magazine.
Mm-hmm.
And so his layout has been featured numerous times.
I'll have to look at it. Look for.
And so he has some techniques. HO. He has some techniques for modeling that time of year.
Awesome.
So I would check out Mike Canfalone's work. He's modeling New England in mud season. So, like December, February kind of time frame.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, and I can remember seeing an article where he was modeling residual snow. Most of the snow is melted, but there's just a little snow left, that sort of thing. So there might be a few pointers. Making snow itself is difficult, right?
I bought it. But I do want to try to make it out of baking soda. I want to try something with baking soda.
I can't remember what he used, but I would trust what he does. When you see his layout,
Mm-hmm. You can make mud out of grout.
it is
Mud is-
really very realistic looking.
Yeah. That's
You know,
awesome.
he's modeled like a quarry scene, and it's good modeling.
AK Products. You heard of them, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, they
I
got
don't have
good.
any, but
No, I'm gonna get some though. They have the mud. They have it in mud. They have the mud
right,
and all
right,
that.
right.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, man. Yep.
That's
So
cool.
it's gonna be fun. I keep finding paintbrushes everywhere.
Well, I can tell you that, I think on my last stream, I talked briefly about the experience I had judging models at the
Mhm.
AMPS convention, the Armor Modeling and Preservation Society. That's the biggest
Yeah. Yep. I remember
group
you
of
talking
tank
about that.
modelers,
Yep.
right?
I remember.
Well, one of
Yeah.
the biggest lessons I learned from that was how hard it is to do a vignette like you're doing.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
There's so much that needs to be done that's different from just modeling the train,
True.
you
Yeah.
know? So getting that track to cross the diorama at the right angle. And, how does it end at the end of that? And, if there's any other scenic elements, how do the trees relate to there's
Right.
a lot.
I know
There's a
the
lot.
one end will be open of the track, and then the other end where the nose of where the cow pusher is, I'm gonna have a couple, 2 or 3 like pine trees and cedar trees. So it's kind of be like a wall,
Gotcha. Gotcha.
and I think it's going to be able to where you can look at it at all the sides, because
Okay,
I don't
that's
I don't
cool.
want it to be square or rectangle. Like there's going to no corners.
And yeah, right. No front and back, basically.
Right. You'll be
Yeah.
able to look at it all the way around.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the reason why I put it on an angle is because I wanted to be able to see inside the locomotive and the coal car.
Okay.
Because I
Right.
I did that custom work to it.
Got to show that off. Looks
See
good.
that?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's all scratch built in there.
Is there going to be any residual coal in there?
Maybe. Probably.
Not a lot, obviously.
Not a
but
lot.
maybe
No, not a lot.
just
But
a sprinkling of coal to.
right.
It wouldn't be as clean as it is now. So.
No. It turned out
Yeah,
good.
that's nice work in there.
That's a cereal box. Because I was gonna use basswood, and then Boxcar Jerry was like, "Dude, why don't you just use the cereal box?" I was like, "Yeah, that's a great idea, man." And then I just glued it in, and it turned out good. I'm happy with it.
Yeah, paper. Back to paper modeling.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and
Good
it's got
stuff.
the
Yeah, it
sides
looks good.
there.
And I'm still pleasantly surprised at how well the paint really adds so much to the model.
I never seen it painted.
Right.
All the wooden kits that I've seen are just put together, and that's it. I haven't seen anybody. That's another reason why I wanted to paint it.
In the shipbuilding and canoe building business, they call that bright.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's just the natural wood stained clear finish.
Right.
Just bright.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, everybody does that. They don't paint it, and it looks fantastic.
Dude, it's craft paint, man. Craft paint.
I know.
It took the
I know.
wood. It took
but
it
it
so
adds so
well.
much. It's just great. I mean, it just looks real. It just makes
it's
it
not
look
black. It's not black. It's called pavement. Saying it already looked faded.
Nothing's truly black.
No.
Tires are not black.
No.
Yeah, I mean, it just looks fantastic.
Dark gray.
And I would have not expected that, but it looks better than it looks bright.
I think it does. Yeah.
I was totally surprised. I was surprised you were going to paint it
Uh-huh.
and skeptical, and I was dead wrong. I mean, it just looks so good.
Awesome, man. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. So
Thank you.
I'm sure the diorama will be special too. That's a lot, but it's a lot more work, and it's a lot more scenery work. So I
Yeah, it is.
rack my brain every night.
Uh-huh.
Hey, look, it's is that Eric?
Yeah.
Eric.
Hey, it's all good, Eric.
Hey, Eric.
What is up, Eric?
I
Usually
rack
you're in
my
bed by
brain
now.
every night trying to find an alternative to the wire armature tree.
Oh yeah, because it
You
takes
know,
too long
I
to
think
wire.
wire armature trees look fantastic,
Right.
but they are too much work.
That's another project that I started and didn't finish.
Right. Boxcar Jerry's been doing one too, and they look great. But that is
There you go. This one I'm gonna add more to it because that's
just a ton of work. I mean, it looks great. I love that people are doing it. But there's got to be a better way.
See, yeah.
Well, we're glad you're here, Eric. There's only a handful of folks who can stand my jabbering, and so it's a thin crowd. But I just
see this one kind of looks out of
to.
place. See this one right here? It kind of looks out of place. So I'm gonna add wire to it and make more branches.
So how tall is that tree going to be in HO? Or maybe it's not HO, maybe it's for your steamer, in which case
it's HO. 20. Where am I at here? This right now it's at 48 and a half feet tall.
That's pretty good size.
HO scale. Yeah.
That's pretty good size.
Yeah.
Because that's one of my dilemmas it's not a dilemma, but one of the issues that I think is interesting and worth thinking about in model railroading is how big to make trees.
Right.
You know, should you make them the realistic size? I don't think you should make them a realistic size.
You shouldn't?
I measure too much, right? You know, I mean, I'm going to be modeling a lot of cypress trees, and those things are 80 to 120 feet tall.
Right.
So that's freaking huge.
Well,
you know, and so
this is 86 feet.
Right. So 120 foot tall tree is like 20 inches tall.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and that is I just don't think that, you know, I mean, I think that the objective is to highlight the trains.
Uh-huh.
And so if you have massive scenery, the trains can get lost in the scenery. Now it's easy in N scale to have awesome scenery, but I wonder if the trains get lost because the mountains are so big compared to the little trains moving through there.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think there's a good reason to not make trees their actual size in scale, but rather to make somewhat smaller versions. And the question is, how much smaller? Nobody measures anything. Wait, I don't know about that. But on the scenery side, I think it is, you know, there's some sweet spot. It can't be so small that it's ridiculous. And a lot of the commercially available trees are so small they're ridiculous.
They're too small.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But it can't be just true to scale. That's just too big. It's hard to make the trees.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to dwarf the trains. You want the trains to appear massive, right? So...
Right. I hear you on that. Yeah. So you want to figure out how to do wire trees without the wire?
Well, yeah, I just want to try figure out a way to make a realistic tree without doing all the wire stuff. So I haven't made a wire tree. Where does most of your time get involved when you're doing it? Or is it pretty spread evenly across making the whole armature?
Well,
You're yawning.
wrapping it around a book is annoying. That might take the longest because you wrap it around the book and then you cut it. So then it's like it's hard to explain, but you know what I mean.
I do.
So it's wrapped around the book and then you cut the one end so it's got ends. You know.
Right. Then you bring it together and
twist it, and then you pull them apart, and then you twist them.
Right.
For me, the most enjoyable part was wrapping the wire around the book. But I did like 5 of them in a row, at all different sizes. And then I would sit on the couch and watch the Phillies and twist.
Thank you, Dwight, for acting as moderator there and getting rid of that comment. I appreciate it.
I didn't even see that. What happened?
You don't need to see it. It was somebody making an inappropriate comment, and Dwight.
About who? About me?
I don't know. It was a question addressed to all of us about our sex organs.
What? Was it
ridiculous? So Dwight took care of it. Thank you, Dwight. You're the man.
Well, who is it?
So I just, I don't know whether there's.
Is it Soldier? Soldier?
Yeah.
Are you circumcised or not?
That's right. Where did that come from?
Why would he say that?
I don't know.
Here, look.
But I'm assuming that Dwight snipped him off.
I put him in timeout.
Oh, you did?
Yep. Just
okay.
now.
All right. I thought Dwight did it, but.
Well, he might have too. He might have said it again.
Yeah, but ridiculous people. As my old man used to say, the world is a wonderful place except for all the people.
Well, I put him.
But of course, the people are the joy. There's just always these people who don't know how to behave. But I don't know whether anything is possible, Johnny. I just racked my brain at night because I want to come up with something easier. And I don't know what that might be. And it might be a combination of the because I don't know how there is, unless I don't know how to make that fine branch structure without using wire.
I know you got me thinking now too.
But I was trying to think of maybe is there a way to use photography, and can you maybe print pictures of trees, and then arrange them so that they're you fit them together, like you could cross 2 images. Right. So then you'd have 4.
But you want more than 4. You
want more. You need more than 4, right? I don't know. I'm just trying to. That's probably not the solution. I just want there to be an easier way, because the wire armature thing, it's great, but it's been around a long time and it's very labor intensive. And so, I don't know. Maybe for background trees, you could use photography in some way. I really don't know. So,
yeah, I don't know either.
Harebrained idea, wasting my time, but it puts me to sleep at night. I'm going, okay, what can I do?
So you never tried? You never tried it? The wire armature?
I think I made a wire armature tree back in my teens.
Well, try it now.
I made one. Yeah. And I did see fantastic at the NMRA convention in Texas.
Right.
I saw a fantastic clinic
Mm-hmm.
from a guy who was doing loblolly pines.
Okay.
But it was basically the wire armature approach. But I need to make loblolly pines for my Gulf Coast Railroad. That's definitely a predominant species in the Texas part, and there's definitely loblollies. So that's one of the. I need to make those, and I need to make saw palmettos.
Right. And then you ready for this? Listen.
And
You take a straw. You take a regular straw.
Okay.
And some scissors, and you cut triangles in it. Cut triangles, and then you just pull them out, because the last time we talked, you said that you wanted to make them look real.
Right. Okay.
That could work.
It could, yeah. And I've got a saw palmetto kit from what's the name of the company? It's like something of the South.
Okay.
And I don't know, and I know that Lance Mintime, I think is how you
Right. Yeah. Yep.
He kind of did the same. Heart of the South. That's the name of the company, Heart of the South.
Okay.
And he kind of used the same technique to make his palm trees, but
with a straw.
He wasn't making saw palmettos, so I'll have to see how Heart of the South replicates that rough. You're right. The saw palmetto has got that really rough surface.
Yeah.
But I have a feeling that's going to be very labor intensive too. I guess there's no getting around it, and that's part of the joy, right? There's a certain pleasure in making a wire armature tree. I don't want to detract from that.
Right. I enjoy it.
It's a slow, creative process. And
yep.
Are you gonna now? How are you gonna coat that armature? Are you gonna dip it in something, or are you gonna apply? Jerry was applying it by brush, I think.
Yeah,
gesso or something.
Yeah, gesso he uses. This right here.
Oh,
milliput.
Right.
So you got it's up to like 4 hours to dry, 3 to 4 hours, and then it gets hard.
So that's a 2-part epoxy. You're going to have to make a ribbon of it and then wrap it around the tree and kind of work it in.
Yeah, work it in, and then when it's probably like 2 hours into drying, I'll scribe it with one of these.
Okay.
To make my bark.
Yeah, I was thinking when I saw Jerry doing his manual application of gesso, I like. That's cool, but I don't know, what did that tree look like? Because it had like bulges on it. I don't really remember. I didn't look that closely at it, but I thought that looked like a lot of work, and I thought to myself, if you had a bucket full of gesso, could you just dip the tree in there?
Yeah.
I mean, you might have to do extra coats on the trunk.
There is a guy I watched make, and he dipped it. He dipped his. He had like a 1 gallon bucket, and I can't even remember what was in it, but he dipped it, and then he hung it till it dried, and then he dipped it again. He kept dipping it until it looked to where he wanted it. But I can't remember what he dipped it in.
But that could be, I mean, if like gloss house paint would work, you could just go to Home Depot or Lowe's and buy an oops gallon of paint.
Right.
And use that for most of your base coats. And then you could just spray it with the color of your choice after you dipped it enough times. But it all depends upon what kind of architecture you want. Trees obviously have a variety of textures.
Right. That's right.
So it's
I'm doing oak trees. I'm doing red oak and white oak.
Okay.
So I'm probably, after the bark is all on, I'll probably paint the whole thing black and then go back with like a gray or
Dry brush it kind of,
something. Yeah, yep, and dry brush it.
because you'll have put a pretty heavy texturing on it. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. And then of course it's not going to be super visible, especially higher up, right? You're going to have like furnace filter material or something stretched out really thin, and then you'll be gluing on leaf material. Although your model, no, your winter is
Not
only
me,
for
but
is
yeah,
winter for the BNC system? Is that going to be winter?
yeah, no
Okay,
leaves. The
right,
red oak will have leaves, but that's it. And then
gotcha.
the pine and the cedar trees will be green. So
Cool.
yeah, man, yeah. See, the cedar trees. They in the winter here, they're like a real dark green on the inside, and then the tips are brown during the winter.
So Eric has asked about puff trees in the chat.
Puffball trees.
Puffball trees, and
Oh yeah.
I think those have their place, but they can't be up front, right? I mean, they don't
That's
have
right.
enough. In your case, they would not be usable.
I would not use them, but the majority of people who use them, they use them for mountains. And all they
Right,
do is they just make a ball with the flocking and just boop, put the glue and then they just keep doing that.
right. And as long as up front you've got some trees with some detailed
Yep.
branch and trunk structure.
Yep. And then everything behind that is just you're just seeing treetops. So they
Right,
just roll up
right,
in the
right,
ball and glue it on top. And then you got the bottle brush trees.
right.
Make them.
For pine trees and the spinning the wire and
Yeah. Yep. Getting the rope and cutting it and pulling the rope apart or the twine or whatever you use.
right. Clever,
Yep.
very clever.
Put it in the drill and let it spin. Yep.
Yep. Then kind of cut it a little bit to shape
Yeah.
it, and
So
then
you got a shape.
yeah,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
yeah. If you're modeling certain parts of the country where you've got to do pine trees like that,
Right. That's right. That's right.
where's the BNC set?
Northeast. Yep. So
Are you a Jersey guy?
yeah.
Are you
Born
in
and
Jersey
raised.
now,
Yeah.
or whereabouts? Which part of the state?
South.
South. Okay, but center. You're not at the shore, so you're more closer to Philly.
I'm an hour away from the shore, an hour away from Philly.
I see. So you're right in the center of roughly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had a.
I grew up 15 minutes away from Atlantic City.
Okay.
So right on the shore.
Okay. Right.
Close to the shore. So
Which town was that?
it was what was that? Well, Pomona, Galloway Township.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah. We probably had this discussion before. My mother's family was from Spring Lake.
Yes. Yep.
And but some of my relatives were from Belmar.
Yep.
My mother went to Asbury Park High School.
Yeah.
But I had a buddy in law school named George Lobiondo.
Right.
And his family had a trucking business in southern Jersey, Lobiondo Trucking. I don't know if they used to transport, I think, a lot of, truck farming produce. So
Gotcha.
a lot of the produce from southern Jersey used to be transported by the Lobiondo brothers.
Yep.
So, but I don't know. I kind of left Jersey in my rearview mirror. My brothers are much more connected to the state, even though they're not living there now. They just embrace the state a lot more than I did. There's a lot of cool stuff. The Pine Barrens is really interesting. Cape May is beautiful. It's got a lot to offer.
Yeah.
I was from more this middle of the top lobe of New Jersey.
Right.
In Morris County, which was kind of very hilly, very Pennsylvania-esque,
Mm-hmm.
So Lake,
Yeah.
and it was Erie Lackawanna territory. There were a
Yeah.
lot of, and I wasn't cognizant enough I was too young in the 50s to understand what I was seeing.
Right.
But I'm sure I'm sure the last steam was running through there during my lifetime. But my father wasn't really interested in trains,
Yeah.
so
Mm,
he was interested enough to get us a model train set
that's right.
and to set up a table
Yep. I remember.
and to get the trains running.
Yeah.
And for that, I'm forever in his debt. And he was a modeler.
Yeah.
All right, good night, Eric.
All right, Eric.
He made wooden models. I've still got a wooden model of a Catalina flying boat he made,
No, that's cool.
and he hand drew the markings on with a pencil.
Nice.
And he had a bunch of wooden models of like aircraft carriers and stuff that he would occasionally work on, and he did some wood inlay kits of like Southwest scenes and things like that. He was a creative guy. He didn't really embrace it. He was an engineer by trade.
Right. Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
he was the principal engineer on the 2.75-inch rocket system.
Wow.
And you probably have seen that in, the Vietnam War, those round barrel-shaped things hanging off helicopters with the rockets coming out,
Yeah, man.
That was his primary project when he was working. He had a long career with the U.S. military.
Okay.
As he would say, finding the most efficient way to kill people. And,
all right. Well, with that note, we're gonna head out.
yeah. All right. It's been too long, but I appreciate being on.
Hey, it's never
great
too long,
talking
Bob.
with you, Johnny.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good night, Dwight.
Man.
I know you're still out there. Thank you, sir. We'll see you. Hopefully, I'll see you on Sunday.
Yeah. I'm gonna try to stop in there.
All right, man.
All right, Bob.
Take care. Have a good night. Thanks for the stream, Johnny. Appreciate it.
Thank you for coming on. I love
Do
talking
well, brother.
to you, man.
Bye-bye.
Take it easy.
You too.
Yep. All right, guys. That was sweet. Good old Bob. All right, man. So I'm going to head out, guys. Thank you for hanging out with me and Bob, chit-chatting, having fun. Next week, I'll get back on to the pinball machine. It'll probably be colored. You'll probably see paint on it next week. But thank you, everybody that's still here. You guys rock. And I will talk to you guys later, all right? See you when I see you. Keep it railing.